What is going on, guys? Judo Sloth here, and welcome to today's Clash of Clans video. We are bringing you some epic 3-star attacks at Town Hall 10, starting off with this fantastic Queen Charge Lavaloon attack. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel for all of my attack strategy videos. And again, guys, all of these attacks courtesy of White Temple. We are recruiting for CWL Season 5. I will very quickly flash that up on the screen. Make sure to pause it and join the Discord server if you do want to join us. But let's get into this first attack. I think it's a fantastic choice to bring the Queen Charge in this occasion. There are 2 single target infernos, but you can see they're right down to the south of the base. That means if we charge from the top, we have no worry about hitting that single target inferno with the Queen. However, with the freeze spell only being one spell slot, you can actually adjust that into your plan quite nicely. However, you can see Wall Breakers managed to lure the CC here, which is obviously very nice. Being a dragon and a baby dragon, getting that down is going to be important. And you can see how the Queen has not only taken out a lot of defenses here, but she's also carved that area of the base. I know I talk about that a lot in my videos, guys, but for the Lavaloon, it is super important that you can control where your balloons will go. So you can see right now, the Queen has taken out that entire northern section. Once she takes down that air defense and grabs a little bit more value here, we will then start with the Lavaloon portion. You can see that freeze spell we were talking about coming into play allowed us to clutch not only the single target inferno but also the Queen. Super important for that Lavaloon attack. Now we're coming in from the north, and you can see how they will just track right the way around to the bottom of the base. Now, at this point, it is arguable where you could come in from, but we decide to come from the north, and we have the Battle Blimp coming in here as well. Look at the placement of this. Balloons right on top of that air sweeper. A lot of people by default just use the wall wrecker, but guys, that Battle Blimp can be very useful. I've even seen people use it in these Lavaloon attacks with the Lava Hound in to make sure they can take out air bombs in a massive area of the base. For example, if the Battle Blimp is cutting across the map one way and you drop a Lava Hound out, it might then change direction, set off multiple air bombs. It really is beneficial for these Lavaloon attacks. Make sure you're thinking about it, guys. You don't always have to just use that wall wrecker. Granted, it's a fantastic strategy. Sometimes you can get that Battle Blimp in to help out. Beautiful work there. Let's move on to the next one, which I believe is another Lavaloon attack. Some brilliant attacks here from White Temple. Again, kind of just practicing, recruiting, getting ourselves together, ready for this next season. And you can apply to join us as well. We have Elite Gaming and White Temple that both take part in the CWL. I really like the use of this balloon. Gets a little bit of damage onto the cannon, but more importantly, sets off that air bomb just so that the baby dragon can continue to work the funnel. Then we have the king and the wizards at the top there. Again, works the funnel up to the north, and the wall breakers allow the Queen into that compartment. Had the buildings at the top there not have been taken out, even if the wall was open, she might have still chose that route around the base. So very nicely done there. Clearly you guys can see the target that we're going for. The enemy CC goes down, and the enemy Queen also going to nag an Inferno tower, an air defense as well, sorry. Mixing my words up a lot this video, I do apologize, guys. But the Queen has managed to charge in and take out a significant portion of the base. Again, once we get that air sweeper down, it's a lot easier to then control the Lavaloon pathing. However, if you can, you want to just go in that clockwise or anti-clockwise motion in order to hit the air sweepers nicely. So you can see how on this one, it's not really going to do too much damage. The balloons are going to track straight onto it. It's not really going to affect our attack too much. Here we have the Battle Blimp cutting across again, and out of it pops them balloons. So we've used it kind of as a Lava Hound in order to tank initially, but then we have the balloons inside of it. So one of the issues you sometimes have with the Lavaloon is whether the Lava Hounds actually pop, because you don't want to take too many Lava Hounds so that they don't pop. You want to just about get it right, and that Battle Blimp can help you with that. Get them balloons right into that area where you want them, perhaps onto a wizard tower, an air sweeper. Inferno Tower, whatever it might be, but it also just means that you can sometimes take one less Lava Hound if you're using that Battle Blimp to cut across the correct area of the base. So that is the Lavaloon attacks for this video. We have another very impressive Town Hall 10 attack, which we had to show you, but this one was using the Hogs and no Wall Wrecker. So all three attacks here, no Wall Wrecker. Guys, it can still be done. I know, I will tell you, it is absolutely amazing and definitely helps your attack strategy, but not a necessity. In this case, no Siege Machine, still getting the 3 stars. Town Hall 10, we could always 3-star prior to the update. Siege Machines just make it more accessible. It's not that you can't do it without it. And obviously you did see the examples with the Battle Blimp. Always keep that in your mind based on your attack. But coming in with a more traditional kill squad for this one, Golem tanks nicely just while we get that funnel set. And then you can see the Wall Breakers with that Rage spell did a fantastic job to get us right into that compartment where the Queen is. The Poison spell gets on top of the CC and the Queen. I always like to see that kind of double-pronged attack, if you will. Manage to get 2 things out of the 1 poison spell. The Queen does happen to go around the base, but fortunately the King and Bowlers in there can tank long enough for the poison spell to do its job. Then the Hog Riders at this point, similar to the Lavaloon, it's all about controlling their pathing. So you can see a couple of Hog Riders coming in at the bottom here for this mortar. A lot of the times you'll see the mortars on the outside of the base. That's because they don't really do anything, to be honest with you guys. They can protect against witches, they can mess up the pathing of giants, for example, when you're first deploying them, and ultimately it can mess up the pathing of Hog Riders here as well, making them go out of the base and things. So just reinforcing them with a couple of Hog Riders to take that down means you can keep the Hog Riders in the middle of the base. That's where you will indeed use them spells. And as you can see, they are going to finish off these defenses. We already have cleanup troops on the opposite side of the map. Again, I mention it in every single video, but it's super important, guys. Just them wizards, once the Hog Riders are in, get the wizards in. The Hog Riders are clearly going to finish up over the other side of the base. There's no traps or defenses on the area. You just put the Hog Riders in, so the wizards behind will do a very nice job in that case. Let me know what you thought of the Town Hall 10 attacks. I do want to finish off with just a couple of Town Hall 9. A lot of you Town Hall 9 players, it all is obviously something that we haven't been shown as much. We do have that Town Hall 12 now to show content of 3 Town Hall levels above Town Hall 9. Let me know down in the comments if you were in the game when Town Hall 9 was the highest level you could be. Amazing stuff. I remember way back when I joined very early, just before Town Hall 10 was announced, to be honest with you. But anyway, we digress, guys. I really wanted to show you how fantastic the funnel was in this attack, but I've kind of digressed across the top of it. Anyway, we had the baby dragon on the left, which did a fantastic job. There was no air targeting defenses, especially once we had that golem in, and the wizards were down nice and quick, a good lot of them on the right hand side, because it was super important we got all of the buildings that were secondary, these 3 here. It was important we got them down, the barracks, and once we did that, it meant the Queen could come into the middle to take out this bomb tower. Really wanted the archer tower as well, just to help control the pathing of the hogs. They do indeed digress that little bit, but it's not too much of an issue. We have plenty of heal spells for them, but this is where you want to try and control the pathing of your hogs. You can see how now they start to merge together again, but for a second there, we had 2 groups of hogs. That means you're using double the amount of heals to keep them alive. So that's where the surgical deployment, just to help merge in with one another, is very helpful. And obviously, like we were seeing for the Lavaloon attacks, coming in with that kill squad to control their pathing. You don't want them just running right the way through the base itself. Not going to be efficient. You need to think about them spells as well. What are you going to get the maximum amount of use out of? Because remember, a lot of the attacks here and the success of them is using them spells wisely in order to get the job done. Once we get down to it here though, guys, really not going to be an issue. Plenty of Hog Riders left over. Obviously for efficiency, we could have put a troop up on the builder's hut and things like that, but it really wasn't going to make a difference on that one. Let's move on to the final attack. A very nice Lavaloon at Town Hall 9, and this one again uses more of a traditional kill squad. Obviously at Town Hall 9 you don't have access to that siege machine, Queen, but you do now have access to higher level troops in the CC. So Town Hall 9 has somewhat became easier because of them higher troop levels. In with the wall breakers, again, you can see just carving that area in the base where then our heroes can come and help to take out them key objectives. You can see how we're almost beelining ourselves right the way down to that enemy queen. She is probably the single most important thing to take down as part of your kill squad. Again, not a necessity, depending on the value you can get. You can use the queen pop or the skeleton spells in order to take her out, but if you can, that's clearly going to be your target. But look at the extra value we get here. Yes, we're going to pop the Lava Hound and have to deal with that, but that's the CC down over with. A lot of defenses, the expos as well are going to be targeted from that area. Once the queen jumps into that compartment, we do have access to the air sweeper and even air defense from there as well. So beautiful, beautiful kill squad. Then we really don't have too much in terms of the Lavaloon to finish off. We can start that process even when the queen hasn't finished her job, because we actually want to try and protect that queen for the kill squad. You can see how the Lava Hounds will fly right across the base. If that is the case and they leave the balloons vulnerable, you want them haste spells in nice and early in order to get that area down, make sure the balloons can get over there and be protected, because once they have no coverage, they do go down relatively quickly, guys. But we do have this tricky area at the end here. Obviously, we didn't take too many Lava Hounds because, like we said, you don't want to have too many of them. You want them to pop, but you need a plan for the end of the base. Heal spell is the plan here. Really, I think he was trying to swag it there. Could have had it in a little bit earlier to be more efficient, but who knows? It was there in the back of our mind. And check out this single balloon as well, just to help with cleanup. That is always a good thing to do, guys. Hold on to that balloon because you can use it if there's a wizard tower on the back end, or if you don't need it, you can even use it as cleanup. They have a massive amount of damage. They're just very slow, so you do want the balloons to split up a bit. But that wraps it up for this video, guys. Let me know down in the comments what you think. What is your favorite attack strategy without using siege machines, and how do you use the Battle Blimp? I've been your host, Judo Sloth. Until next time, peace out.